Hello, my vivacious Virgo, and welcome to your monthly abundance bonus reading. So this is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also check out your monthly reading for May, general reading, and your moon reading is up. We'll be putting those up again, so don't forget to hit your like, subscribe, share, and notification bell, all that good stuff, so that you do get the notification when those do go up, please. I would appreciate it. It helps me grow my channel, and it helps to get to all of the other wonderful Virgos out there. Otherwise, we will go ahead and get started on your abundance bonus for the month, okay? And we are going to do this in a where you are now, where you are going or what you don't see coming, and then what your spirit guide is trying to tell you idea. So just to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at, okay? So let's get started, see what we're looking at for you. All right. I hope you guys are having a great month already. Okay. So it just looks like we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So I feel like you guys are shedding off some, maybe some kind of immature vibes, maybe some pettiness, some of the things, maybe there are people that have been, you've been dealing with at work, things like that, that were, you know, kind of some immature people, some immature vibes, maybe some petty people trying to undercut you, those kinds of work colleagues or situations that are kind of, you know, you're like, really, this is a workplace, not a high school. Why am I dealing with this? So I feel like you've been kind of maybe dealing with that, but you're starting to kind of try to shed some of that. But there's always some residual with that, right? So if somebody's caused some drama, somebody's trying to stir pots at work, you know, it can cause some burden, some drama, some residual fallout, things like that for sure, because I do see that your next card is the Nine of Wands. So I do feel like maybe you've had some drama, okay? Maybe at your place of employment, maybe if you own your own business, maybe you've had some employees, okay, that have just been, you know, maybe you had some hires that just weren't the best, right? Maybe a little bit too immature, they couldn't handle it, they weren't showing up like they were supposed to, doing the job like they were supposed to, maybe doing some extracurricular things, you know, that kind of stuff. Maybe people on your work team, if you work in a team environment or on, you know, kind of a unit with others, collaborating, cooperating, those kinds of things, they weren't pulling their weight, they weren't doing their kind of thing, and, you know, they were pointing the fingers, or they were, you know, that kind of just petty, you know, work kind of environment that's very, it's almost toxic, but not to the point where it's like, you know, you feel like you're being ousted or treated really badly, but it's more just, you know, that trivial pettiness, he said, she said kind of nonsense and drama, but it can cause burdens, right? It can cause things where you're like, it's making it hard for me to get my work done, or people are accusing me of not doing my work because such and such is really just not pulling their weight, or they're too busy doing this or that, or not doing what they're supposed to, or pointing fingers, or, you know, whatever, right? So I feel like that's maybe some of the burden you've had, okay? And then I do see the Hanged Man card here. So I feel like for some of you, you guys have kind of put yourself in a place of, you know, very purposeful thought, okay, about this. So for some of you, I feel like you are considering, you know, how to handle this. Some of you may be so fed up with it that you're like, okay, I don't want to handle this anymore. So if you're in a position to be able to let people go, you may be considering firing people, you know. If you're in a position where, you know, these are people that are on your same, you know, level or something, and you're like, you know, I'm doing the same work, I'm getting paid the same thing for them to sit over here and gossip all day and, you know, do nothing and be on their phone all day while I'm working my tail off. You know, you may be wanting to take it to, you know, someone above, but you want to be very, you know, calculated about whom you can trust, who you can't, those kinds of things. You know, so I really think that you're kind of really contemplating what is your best move to really kind of remedy this situation, because I feel like you are kind of at the end of your rope, kind of sick of this. You know, the situation, it's really kind of becoming a little bit more and more frustrating for you. I'm kind of getting that vibe for you. So some of you may just be like, you know, I'm really sick and tired of having to carry everyone else's load at work. I'm sick and tired of, you know, things being blamed on me that I'm not doing, or, you know, me being told to do more when I'm the only one working because somebody else is dragging, you know, and not pulling their weight, or, you know, things of that nature. Or maybe, you know, financially, if you are a business owner, if you are somebody who, you know, oversees you're a manager or something of that level, your people that report to you are just not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it's making it very hard for you to, make the money you need if you're commission based or you own the business or something like that. And so this is really kind of taking its toll on you. It's burdensome, right? So you're really at a point where you're now like, something has to give. I've got to figure out a way to fix this, right? So I think that's where you kind of are now. You're done with this nonsense, right? So here we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, okay? So again, I kind of feel like this is where, you have a lot of authority, you have a lot of power, you have a lot of opportunity here, but it's kind of stifled because, again, there are other factors, right? There are other factors at play here. So unfortunately, while you might have all these opportunities and abilities to really showcase your talents, your skills, you might be able to, if you are a commission-based person, let's say, you might be able to really turn and burn some really big bucks, but you've got people who are just not pulling their weight, or they're putting on a really bad showcase, because they're an immature type sense, and you're just done with it. You're over that, right? You're trying to shed that off, right? So I think this is kind of where this is making it hard for you to kind of harness that to get the money that you need, because right now you are really trying to figure out a way, right, to harness your energy and push away, okay, get rid of this immature energy to keep it from continuing on, right? Continuing on affecting you, continuing on burdening you, continuing on with anything that's affecting the way that you make your money, the way that you do your work. Because even if you are on the same level as them, if they're blaming you, or they're doing petty stuff, or they're BFFs with such and such, and they're kind of playing that he said she said game, it's going to affect you getting raises, getting bonuses, getting promotions, those kinds of things. And that's ultimately affecting your money, right? So you're like, I'm not having this, right? So you're finding ways to kind of do work around it. Let's put it that way. You're trying to find ways to be tactful and very kind of calculated in how you work around this without, making it look like you're trying to undercut people or do something, harsh, but at the same time, handle the situation where you come out looking, like you used very good, justified means and you got the job done, right? And I think you will, because under your burden card, you have a 10 of Pentacles, okay? So I do feel like you're going to find that way to harness your, Ace of Wands energy. You're going to be able to find a way to kind of control it and be able to use it in a way that's going to help you, okay? It's just going to, it's going to take some finagling, and I do feel like you are going to have to be reserved with it. It's not going to be a situation where you're going to be able to go in, hardcore and be like, this person did that, this person's doing that, I'm tired of this, I want this, because I feel like there's a little bit here, for some reason, I'm getting the vibe that either you have some people who would cause a stink, would cause a stir, would make a drama scene, and you don't want that. Or for some of you, you have a situation where you have some like connections there, right? So either best friends in a higher position, or nepotism's going on, right? Or, you can't specifically go in and start making accusations because that such and such above here, they're good friends with such and such over here. So if you go and say, hey, they're not pulling their weight, they're gonna just kind of, it's going to roll off their back and they're going to kind of take it out on you, right? So again, you're going to have to kind of hold back a little bit more than you want to, but you do find a way, I feel like, okay? Because you are showing this 10 of Pentacles. So you're showing that you are able to really kind of get to a place where you're almost able to put this burden down. You figure it out, right? You go into your hanged man state, you figure it out. You figure out how to do it tactfully and kind of methodically, well thought out, strategically, with this Ace of Wands, rather than just smackdown kind of, power situation. And it works out for you here, okay? So I think that that's very, very positive, okay? Then we have the Justice in reverse under your Hanged Man, okay? So with that, I don't feel like that's not you getting justice in any way, okay? What I do think that is I do think that what's going to happen is there are going to be people who turn on you, okay? I do think you are going to have people who try to feel like that you treated them in an unjustified way, okay? Even though you did hold back, even though you did try to go about it in a way that you felt was the most tactful, some people are going to mistake that or twist that to be you manipulating, right? Oh, well, this person tried to undercut me. They tried to do it like in an underhanded, deceitful type way, yada, 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 right? Okay, so they're going to feel like they were, you were unjust to them, right? Okay, that's your thought process here, because it's under your Hangman, was completely unjustified. So I do feel like you are going to get a little backlash. Okay. So just kind of be prepared for that. And I think you kind of already know that, because that's part of why you're, being so careful, so contemplative with how you do this, and kind of withholding, not just going at it full bore, putting all your Ace of Wands energy out there and just throwing a fit, like enough's enough. I'm tired of this childishness nonsense, right? I'm over it, or stomping off and walking out. I'm done with this. Take this job and shove it kind of situation. Okay. So I feel like you kind of already see this coming anyway. It's probably going to be a little bit more, but again, with petty people, I feel like you kind of know that that's coming, especially when you're sloughing them off, when you're trying to shove them out, push them away, which is kind of what you're trying to do from jump here, because they're causing you burden, right? They're causing you burden. You're trying to shove them away. So what does your spirit guide, your higher divination, your communion of saints, whatever it is that you believe in, say for you to do to reach your most abundant position here, okay? So first of all, in this first row, we have the Three of Cups in reverse, okay? And I do think that that is your spirit guide telling you that ultimately you aren't going to be able to work with these people. You aren't going to be able to make them happy. I think you already know that. Obviously, again, we've kind of, we've seen that. We kind of expect that. And I think that that's what your spirit guide, your higher divination, whomever is trying to let you know, is that ultimately you kind of have to accept that. You kind of have to know you're going to kind of rub somebody the wrong way. If you go above their head, if you do have to let them go, if you do have to make some stands, whatever it is you have to do, no matter how you approach it, no matter how softly you are, walk softly, carry a big stick, that's all great. But again, these aren't people you're going to be able to celebrate with, or have, you're not going to be able to come together and work together in joyous, harmony with these kinds of people. That's not the kind of people these are for you to work with, okay? And you kind of have to accept that. And I think that's kind of something you already kind of know. This is just really further confirmation for you that, suck it up, do what you have to do. It may cause some fallout, but you know what? If you want to get where you want to get, sometimes you have to step on a couple toes, right? I mean, you're not intentionally trying to bother anybody who's doing their job good. You're not trying to undercut anybody. You're not trying to hurt anybody. But ultimately, if somebody's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or they're trying to drag you down with them, I mean, you're just protecting yourself, right? Okay. So the next one we have is, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And again, I do feel like with spirit telling you with this one, I think what they're just telling you is that, if you continue to try to make this work, and if you continue to carry this burden, the way it falls under the burden, you will, ultimately you're going to have very difficult time getting to this 10 of Pentacles, okay? And your Wheel of Fortune is going to be all over the place, right? I mean, your focus is going to be off, okay? If you try to pander, okay, and worry about what everybody thinks, or rubbing anybody the wrong way, making sure everybody is all, sunshine and rainbows, because you don't want to upset anybody or tread on anybody's, toes or anything like that. you're letting everything kind of go, that you are going to end up with your Wheel of Fortune all kind of upside down. And this 10 of Pentacles is going to belong to somebody else, right? It's going to belong to the burden causers, the people who are complaining that you didn't, you're not being just to them. It's going to end up in the wrong hands, okay? If you want that 10 of Pentacles, if you want that Wheel of Fortune, you have to be willing to get it, right? You have to be willing to kind of maybe do what you need to do, right? Okay. And so the last card here is the Queen of Cups in reverse, okay? And I do feel like with that falling under your Justice card in reverse, I do feel like this is where you personally, to be honest with you, are going to, this is you are a queenly figure, gender neutral. You are a queenly figure, okay? You are good at your job. You're good at what you do. You are very intelligent. You are very much in charge. You're able to take charge. You're able to take control. You're able to do all that, okay? But with this being in reverse, this that cups energy, you may not be the most popular, okay? So this is Spirit kind of telling you, you kind of have to decide, are you okay with maybe being a little bit less popular? People feeling like you treated them a little bit unjustly because you didn't just let them walk all over you and you did something about it in order to, kind of fix your Wheel of Fortune, get your 10 of Pentacles. Or would you rather, allow them to be the ones who get the 10 of Pentacles, your Wheel of Fortune be upside down, and then alternately you be super popular, in with the in crowd, but never ever have a chance to really, get ahead because you're not getting the work done. You're not part of the clique. You're not, you're cool and all because you're not saying anything against them. So you're not really, not the cool crowd or whatever at work, but you're also not getting your work done. You're not pleasing clients or customers. You may not be closing deals. You may not be making the money you need to make. You're not being able to kind of really use your Ace of Wands opportunities to the best of your ability. Okay. All of these things are going to be kind of stifled if you decide to pander to the coworkers. So I really feel like Spirit is kind of giving you the choice here. They're telling you, you get to choose. Do you want to go with the flow? Let the cool kids at work, that want to sit around and do nothing and text and talk on their phones and slack off and all of that kind of stuff, kind of peer pressure you into not saying anything and just letting it ride and doing all their work for them kind of thing. And you take the heat for anything that doesn't get done. Do you want to do that? Like it's high school all over again at the risk of, not getting ahead, not making the extra money, not closing the deals, not getting the promotions. Or are you fine with not being able to celebrate at night and party with these people, not being the most popular kid on the block, but being a leader and being in charge, okay? Because that gets you the chance and the opportunity to be able to, make the money, have the opportunities, close the deals, all that great stuff, right? Okay, so let's check out your abundance cards. We'll pull 3 of these to see what we've got for you here. And then we'll close you out, okay? Let's see what we've got. All right, so we have Divine Abundance. Okay, so again, on this first row, I feel like Divine Abundance, this is what they're telling you. If you want Divine Abundance, you have to realize that you have to get rid of these, you have to not play with these people. You cannot keep these people as your best buds, best friends. You can't pander to them, or you're never going to have Divine Abundance. You have to follow your own path, right? You have to harness your own ace energy and follow your own Divine Abundance, that's sent to you, that power, that authority that's sent to you, okay? If you want to move forward, okay? Spirit's giving you the choice. You have a choice, but which one are you going to take, okay? Free will is going to allow you to choose, okay? The second one is receiving. And again, I feel like here, you go from burden to the opportunity to receive a 10 of Pentacles. You have the opportunity to receive all kinds of money, wealth, prosperity, abundance, you know, raises, promotions, whatever it is you need, and make this Wheel of Fortune work for you if you choose to let go of some of this other, you know, this other kind of pandering or people that aren't the greatest for you. You have this opportunity, but you have to receive that opportunity. Okay. So ultimately you have to say, you know what? I'm taking this opportunity to use my Ace of Wands power, and I'm going to receive the opportunity to call these people out when I need to. Okay. If I get the chance to talk to somebody, to say something about this, to find some way to explain or point out what they're doing wrong and how they're doing it wrong and how I'm not the reason behind this or whatever, I'm going to receive that chance, that opportunity, open arms. I'm going to let that be known, okay, so that I can open myself up to these opportunities, to this income, to this Wheel of Fortune, because I want to receive those positive accolades. I want to receive the income. I want to receive the opportunities, close the deals, all these things that could possibly come into me. I want that. I don't want to be held back because somebody else just doesn't care to do their stuff, right? And then divine love, okay? And I feel like this is love for yourself, okay? This is like self-love here, okay? This is divinely like loving yourself, okay? Because with your Hanged Man, you are really thinking about what's best for you, okay? Ultimately. And again, I do feel like with this Justice in reverse, people feel like you are doing them unjustly. They feel like you've done them wrong, right? Okay? Your Queen of Cups energy is in reverse. Yeah, you're a boss, you're a queen, you're on top, gender neutral, but you know, you're getting self-love, you're growing yourself, you're receiving, you know, the positions you deserve, the acknowledgement you deserve, the funds you deserve, the abundance you deserve, the money you deserve. You're receiving all of that, right? But you're not receiving the popularity. You're not receiving all of that. But the thing here is divine love is the way you feel about yourself, the way you can look at yourself in the mirror, the way you feel that your spirit or your spirit guides or the world, the universe would feel about you, those kinds of things, okay? And, you know, are you proud of yourself? Would you be more proud of yourself if you pandered to somebody else and let your potential go? No, okay? Would you be more proud of yourself if you looked yourself in the mirror and you said, okay, maybe I lost a couple friends who were using me anyway so that they could slack off, but I have gained unlimited potential at work to unleash my creative power, my intelligence, my ability to make money, all of these things. I'm more proud of myself. I know my higher divination would be more proud of me. My family would be more proud of me. The people that care, all of this, that's self-love. That's the kind of love you care about. So again, I do feel like you have every opportunity here to make what you want to happen, okay? But I feel like for you guys that you are in a position right now where you are working against some of your coworkers and they are ultimately just kind of using you and abusing you, or they are kind of working against you in a way that they are kind of taking advantage of you. And, you know, don't let that happen. Don't let that go on. First of all, if they're your friends anyway, they wouldn't do that to you. They wouldn't put you in that kind of position. So why would you even care what they think about you? Okay? So maybe you're not the most popular person anymore if you kind of flip the script on them. But guess what? You're going to be the one who's going to succeed, right? So I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. Otherwise, I hope to see you back soon. Bye.